Hey everyone, today is day 2 of my special 31 Days of Halloween, and today I'm going to review the Dracula figure from the 1997 McFarlane's Monsters line. This set came out as part of the Series 1 line of figures, and here's a look at the front of the package. On the front left side, we can see the McFarlane's Monsters logo, as well as a small picture of the completed set. In the center we see a windowed area where we can see all of the items that come in the set. The side of the box has the McFarlane's Toys logo at the very top, the Monsters line logo, and finally the name of the playset. And on the back of the package, we can see all 4 of the sets that were produced for the Series 1 line of figures. We have the Hunchback playset, the Werewolf playset, the Dracula playset, and finally the Frankenstein playset. And here's a look at everything that comes in the playset. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at each item. But first, here's a quick look at the instructions. It's a pretty straightforward set to assemble, but I did have a bit of a hard time attaching the wall to the base. Anyway, here's a look at Dracula's coffin. I think that the decoration on the top part of the coffin looks really good. There's an evil looking head made with a gold accented paint color. The head looks like an old Dracula face, and I'm glad that they sculpted this head onto the coffin instead of just doing a basic paint job. Inside of the coffin, we can also see a nice cushy interior where Dracula can rest while the sun is out. The coffin also has 2 handles on both sides, and it can stay open due to a hinge attached to one of the handles. Here's a look at the back stony wall, which also has some black pikes going through it. You can also see some fuzzy cotton strands to simulate fog, and there's even a small black rat sitting on the right side. Here's the base and Dracula's Crypt part. This part looks outstanding. I especially like the decorations found throughout the crypt. There's a fantastic design at the top, where we can see a bunch of skulls and even a skull with bat wings at the very top. The Stony crypt also has an elaborate sign in the center that reads, Vlad Dracula the Impaler. This is done in a nice gold color relief for the door to the tomb. And we also see some pegs where the vampire bat can actually hang on. I also like all of the details on the floor, like the stonework and the human bones. And this is the vampire bat. It's quite a big bat, and I think that the black body with a bony understructure looks really great. There's a really faint light gray paint job highlighting all of the bones on the creature, and it creates a nice contrast with his black colored body. Finally, allow the red eyes and the light green color used for the fingertips and the teeth of the creature. I also like the fact that it has some articulation on the arms and wings, as well as on the head of the creature. Here's an axe that serves mainly for decoration purposes, and it can be placed near the wall, or it can hang from one of the pegs on the crypt. It looks like a medieval axe, and it also has some chips on the blade. We also get a stake that you can use on the actual figure. There's not much to this piece, but it's a cool accessory to get. And finally, here's the main character himself. Count Dracula is a good looking figure that is slightly hindered by his largely static pose. I do like the fact that when you extend out the figure's arms, you can see his cape extend. The top part of the cape is actually made out of a piece of plastic that can be removed from the figure. It looks quite good, but it's actually a bit cumbersome when trying to pose the figure. I do like the overall sculpt of the face and the body, as well as the black trousers and the jacket that he's wearing. On his chest you can see a hole with some red paint splattered, simulating blood. And this is where you can stick the stake accessory. It's a shame that the only articulation on the figure is on the arms and the hands. His head can also rotate, but only a little bit. Overall, the completed playset does look great, but I do have a few issues with this. Specifically, I have an issue with the play feature of the set, which is basically the transformation from Dracula into his bat form. It really doesn't work all that well, since the figures rub up against the sides of the crypt when you are trying to rotate the tomb. However, the set looks great when you are hanging the bat upside down in front of the crypt, and also when storing Dracula inside his coffin. In conclusion, I think this set looks good, but it could have been so much better. The lack of articulation on the figure and the hard to use play feature detract from this playset. Nevertheless, this was the very first Monsters diorama set that was ever made, so it's nice to know that McFarlane's Toys improved the quality of the series as they went on. Anyway, that is it for my review. Come back tomorrow to check out another video on my 31 Days of Halloween special. Until next time, take it easy.